strike prepping. Today I'd like to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll try to make it short. Virginia. My thoughts have gone back and forth about the Virginia lobby day, gathering. I would like to thank every single person that had the conviction to show up and show their support. They've done, in that situation, far more for the cause than I have done. With that being said, it kind of made me think back to some other protests, rallies that I've witnessed. And I guess the squeaky wheel gets the grease is what I always go back to. Now, showing up, protesting, speaking freely about the injustices, I believe is a good thing. The lack of garbage on the streets, the lack of arrests, goes to speak for the character of the people that showed up to support. Every American's right, God-given right to the truth. What I did notice is anybody who could have been spoken to about the grievances of the people wasn't there. They simply left the location, waited a day, and didn't have to worry about buildings being burnt, cars being flipped over, garbage being strewn from the Capitol building a quarter mile out. So I guess what I'm left wondering is, why would those who have the power care if all you're doing is showing up to show how upset you are and you're not being the squeaky wheel? I absolutely believe 100% in every person that showed up to state their dissatisfaction with not just Virginia's laws, but with the laws of these great states. I just feel that the message was not heard. I guess that would be evident by the passing of all but one, I believe, proposed law in the state of Virginia. When will it end? When will it end? I've seen more reactive fighting than I've seen proactive fighting. I mean, what gives? There's only outrage after something is done? Why are we arguing about what's right and what's wrong with people who don't understand the simplest of English, which the Constitution, the Bill of Rights were written in. I mean, these aren't 16-letter words. This is some of the most basic English I've ever read. And to interpret it in ways I've heard it interpreted, well, it just shows me that if the definition of the word doesn't suit the statement you're making, don't change the statement you're making. Change the definition of the word. It's scarier that way. Well, I'll say no more. I know other states have problems that are arising at this time, and Michigan is one of them. So, now on to the impeachment. What a joke. What more does anyone need to say? They have this amount of time and our money to put on these made-for-TV shows that have no bearing over whether I will be able to eat tomorrow or not. Now, I'm not an economist, but I can speak for my 10 miles. My 10 miles has seen an increase in population, purchasing of homes, existing homes. I have actually seen in my 10 miles businesses opening. Now, is it that I never paid attention to it before? That I didn't notice it? Nope, that's not the case. I have seen within the last 2 years people's belief grow, be encouraged to continue and grow. I mean, everyone here knows where I live. And I've seen houses that were purchased for $2,500 being sold for $65,000. Is it a bubble? It's the reality that someone has enough money to purchase a house of this quality as either an investment or as a homestead for themselves. Which is amazing, because 5 years ago, I was watching people head for the hills. Whether or not the economy is as great as it is saying, as they are saying, there is at least the belief in my 10 miles that things are only going to get better. I hope that's true. I could want nothing more for myself and my neighbors than everything to get much better than it is. Now, let's touch on the Chinese flu. What I believe I know about the flu is this. Tens of thousands of people die every year from the flu. I have actually gone to a hospital when there was a local flu outbreak. And let me tell you what I didn't see. I didn't see doctors or nurses or any other patients in level 99 hazmat suits. I didn't see people lined up in the hallway with masks on and slips of paper in their hands, fearing that they were about to die. Now, I'm not a bioengineer or a whatever other fancy word they have for people that study this stuff. But I can assure you, this is how I feel about the situation. I have been told no troops by mainstream media. I cannot validate anything I hear from alternative media. So, my thoughts are what I can see. Now, I've never heard of a city, a town, an airport, a business, a movie theater, any other facility being closed down because of the flu. Now, I've never heard ever, ever in my life about travel restrictions and economy shutting down processes that they're implementing because of the flu. Now, I'm not sure because I don't know. I haven't went and counted. But from what I've gathered, there's 49,000 beds in the city of Wuhan, which I believe is around 11 million people, larger than any city in the U.S. And I realize that those 49,000 beds are not strictly for quarantining people. But I don't understand the sense in building 2,000 room hospitals if the suspected or confirmed cases are only around 3,000 at this point, and only 131 people died, 132. Now this is, to me, the most unbelievable part of it all. You mean to tell me they're building in 5-6 days, whatever the monumental task they've taken on to build these 1,000-room isolation buildings, is being done because of the flu? A flu? A kind of flu? It's not really dangerous and it only kills really old people and really young people, just like every other flu we've had does? All I can say is that I'm preparing for self-quarantine, plenty of food on hand for whatever craziness ensues. I've listened to the CDC a little bit, and the feeling I walked away from all of their press conferences, hey, we don't want to scare anybody. It's Super Bowl Sunday coming up. There's a lot of money to be made, so gather, go out, have fun. It's not that bad. Are they right? Maybe. Are they wrong? Well, I won't take the chance on that. Not only is my funding too small to allow me a Super Bowl visit, common sense at this point would keep me from a Super Bowl visit. Well, I'm sure I've babbled enough. I appreciate everybody stopping by and taking the time to watch me talk about nothing. I hope you'll come back. I hope you enjoyed. And if nothing else, I hope you have a good day.